this particular guest is from Canada, but you know what? They got TV in Canada. They have TV shows. They have one called Urban Rush. So please join me in welcoming Louie Pearlman.
Hey, Louie.
Hello. Hello, Matt. That's Rob's butter right there.
Rob, here's your water.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'm going to color code them next time.
Yeah, put stickers on them.
So, Louie, you were on TV in Canada.
I was.
Because you're Canadian.
Yes. Yes, I am.
And I guess the name of this show is called Urban Rush, right?
Yeah.
Before we see the clip, can you give us a little update, or tell the people that are not aware, what is Urban Rush?
Urban Rush was a show in Vancouver that was like a current events, like Today Show type show for Vancouver. And it had a pretty good following. Like, it was on like a cable station called Shaw TV that was not quite like at the level of this show, maybe, but not quite like, at the level of like a higher up show.
Oh, I thought you said not quite the level of this show.
Yeah. I'm just teasing.
Hey, did they have a booth cam?
They didn't have a booth cam.
Well, we might eventually cut to that. Right now, I think that it's all wired to do your clip.
Oh, cool.
Do you want to see you on Urban Rush? Maybe you haven't seen it in a while. You want to see it again?
Sure, I'd love to see me on Urban Rush.
All right, this is Louie Pearlman on the Canadian TV show called Urban Rush.
The POV Film Festival and is celebrating the film work of UBC Film School graduates Michael Ray, Louie Pearlman, and also Callum McLeod. They offered something that hasn't been offered on the show before. So they offered, as an incentive to come on, to strip to their underwear and wrestle on today's show.
And I hope they mean each other.
Yeah,
Because I mean, none of that kind of wrestling with me involved.
Ah, darn it.
Now, Louie, what was your role?
I was a producer and editor on my film. My film is called Collection, and it's a fourth-year film.
Starring a very beautiful friend of mine.
Yes, starring your friend Shayla Horsdale, who was really, really great to work with, and we had a really good time on the shoot.
And it's funny, because I didn't know that was the movie you guys did, but she had an awesome time working with you guys.
Yeah.
Super cool.
She was amazing.
Tell us a little bit about that film.
Well, Collection is basically a collection of moments as witnessed by a young woman as she goes throughout her day. So it's a really nice, sort of relaxing film. But what's really interesting about it is that we shot the film on a high-definition camera, which is a new, digital filmmaking camera, and then we blew it up to 35 mil. And we're the first students in Vancouver to do this, actually. Nice. So we're sort of groundbreakers in that way.
Nice work.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you guys are groundbreakers.
Yes, it's true.
Very well done. That was pretty cool that you were on that show with it seemed like pretty regular hosts, right?
Yeah.
Is that show pretty big in Canada or
In Vancouver? Everybody knew about the show. I didn't know about the show before I was on that show. They were like, I got a phone call before I was like, Louie, we want you to be on Urban Rush with us, because one of the other filmmakers for my film program was going to do it, and she canceled out. So they asked me at the last minute, and I was like, what's Urban Rush? And they're like, it's the most awesome show. It's great. The hosts are hilarious, and it's it was a big deal to, the other two guys that were on the show knew the show quite well and used to watch it a lot. But I didn't have cable in college, so that might be why I didn't know about the show. Because other Vancouverites knew about the show. People talked to me about it after it aired and stuff. So I was like, okay,
and
this is clearly somewhat of a big deal.
You were on the show with the intention of plugging your
student film
festival, right?
Yeah.
Did you notice a spike in the attendance at the POV film festival?
Because of I actually think Urban Rush did well for that. Yeah, actually, I think that was a good little bit of publicity for that film festival. Were there more people there that year than the year before? There were probably a few more people there. Yeah. So yeah, it worked. That was good for that. Yeah.
Well, I kept that intro in there because we do have another clip. We don't have a clip of your film, your fourth-year film.
No, they didn't air anything from that.
But that wasn't your only part of Urban Rush. That wasn't your only appearance.
No.
No, because after the interview happened, you guys fulfilled your claim.
Yeah.
So let's see the tail end of Urban Rush. that episode of Urban Rush with Louie Pearlman.
If you want tickets or information, you can get them at Videomatica, Limelight Video, or International News and Video, or the Ridge box office for your convenience. They're serious. And some of the greatest filmmakers out of Vancouver went to the UBC Film.
Come on, come on!
The show's all yours. You got time, man.
I wanted to put this in the film, but they wouldn't. Oh, my mic's hooked. God help us all.
We apologize for this, but we're going to leave you with a little bit more Whitecaps right now. Go to the game on Friday or go see the Proclaimers tonight at Richards on Richards.
UBC Film! Woo! No, man, no!
The female host on that was delivered like Amy Poehler in a black wig.
Yes.
Right?
She does a little like Amy Poehler in a black wig. But she's not Amy Poehler in a black wig. Yeah.
Well, so how fun was that wrestling?
It was so weird. It was really weird. Like, it was like in the green room before the show, the two guys, because I didn't know, anything about this TV appearance, the two guys were like, so, we're gonna get naked and wrestle on the show. And I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, that's how we agreed to be on the show, is we wrote in, we said we're gonna get naked and wrestle, and and I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, that's hilarious, but I'm really nervous now. And I was really nervous being on that show. And like, even when we were wrestling, like, it's just like, okay, I just have to do this. And I just took off my clothes and, did it. But something that happened in that clip that I don't know if you guys could hear that I really like is the hostess, the woman, I don't remember her name. She said,
Very Irish name.
yeah, it was like Irish Canadian.
What is her name?
Did you have? Okay, well,
I'll get it.
anyway.
Oh, Fiona.
Fiona Forbes, I think. Fiona Forbes. She says, oh, I forgot, these guys are frat boys. That's why they were going to wrestle. And I pointed at her, and you can hear it on the audio track. I go, we are not frat boys. We are serious artists. Or serious filmmakers. Yeah, and then like, my pants come off, and I'm like, down on Callum's leg, like, grappling with his leg. Yeah.
So they knew that you guys were going to wrestle. They probably got to wear the right boxers, or they were.
Yeah, I didn't have any time to prepare, so I was just wearing the boxers I was wearing, and I like did a little check before I turned my back to the camera to make sure like there weren't anything else exposed for TV, and then I wrestled, and it was. It was a rush. It was an urban rush.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man. So, do you think that I noticed you were on there to be as a filmmaker, which is someone's behind the camera.
Yeah.
Like my mom. But you, maybe you didn't realize you're doing that, but maybe that was when you decided to get in front of the camera, or or was that?
Well, actually,
the seed planted earlier.
Well, I was already performing at that time in Vancouver. My shirt on that show was the shirt from my college improv troupe, and I wore it subtly to plug our shows on the air when I knew I wouldn't be asked about it.
So hard to plug it when you pull the shirt off.
That's true. That's true. But yeah. But that show, one of the things I liked so much about doing it, and I was thinking about it, because I already was really interested in comedy at the time, and when they said that, I was like, yeah, that's awesome. We're gonna hijack this show, like just like Andy Kaufman would do. That's what I was thinking in my head. It's like this is like what Andy Kaufman would do. This is an Andy Kaufman style thing. So like that's what excited me about it. I think is that it was sort of like a weird subversive thing to do on a show like that, and like that that was like. Got my comedy mojo going. I was like, cool. Yeah.
Had you ever been on TV before this appearance?
I think I was thinking about it actually when I was sitting here waiting to go on. I think I got interviewed a few times for like filmmaking, like teen camp I was in Calgary when I was growing up, and for like something else too when I was in like junior high school. But that was definitely, I mean, I don't think, even if I become a big TV star, I don't think anything will be as much fun as that. That's crazy. Like, when does people get to just spontaneously take off their clothes on TV
I don't know,
wrestle.
Rob. How tempted are you right now? Oh no, we got hams up here. Actually, I haven't noticed. How many times has he done the signal while we're talking?
Is the camera on me?
I actually wore boxers just in case. Like,
In case that's what
in
erupted.
case this was going to happen.